Hi friends! My name is London from thislondonbridges and I am so happy to be reading with you today. Today is going to be a super short and sweet reading all about springing into more self-care. I'm practicing self-care this week by honoring my energy and making a tiny reading, modeling that self-care, and also sometimes I know that I like to collect information, but not always practice it, right? The difference between knowing and doing. So this is going to be a super sweet and short and sweet reading with a self-care card and a nervous system activation so that you can add some practices into your toolkit to hopefully honor your magical self. We have 3 piles today, and these are the first 3 quick pieces of art that I have been making for a fun 100-day project on Instagram that I have yet to post, but I have been making. So pile number 1, we have show up and stay open again and again. Pile number 2, we have imperfect. And for pile number 3, no one to be but whoever I am in the moment. So, listening to your intuition, you can choose pile number 1, 2, 3, or any combination. Timestamps will be below so you can find the reading or readings that you would like to listen to. And when you're ready, let's dive in. Hi, pile number 1. All right. For your short and sweet self-care reading today, first we have show up and stay open. That is a saying that just came to me a few years ago, and it has helped me so much about being here for the process, about showing up as myself, about being curious, about authenticity and letting myself be present, about surprising blessings coming in. So practicing the art of showing up and staying open for you. Also with the green, heart chakra for sure, tending to your heart in any way that feels good to you. YouTube University has like endless resources for you, which can be a downfall or can also be like a huge gift. So there are heart chakra music. I like Meditative Mind on YouTube. It's a big verified channel. And maybe listening to some heart chakra music or just getting out into nature, right? Like always. All right. What is the self-care message for pile number 1, please? Look for fairies. Okay. So again, you are encouraged to get out into nature right now. You're encouraged to look for the magic around you. Maybe when you were a kid, you used to make fairy gardens or something of that sort, gnome houses, leaning into that kind of magic again. What's cool is I don't think I have ever pulled this card. This one seems new to me. Also, just a reminder of transformation and all of the transforming that you have done recently. We also have the mushrooms here, right, which grow from rebirth. It's a rebirth energy. Let's read this. Let's read about this together. So look for fairies. It's number 30. That number might be relevant to you. Mantra, what I believe I see appear before me. Yeah, so that energy of believing first, not, I'll believe it when I see it, but I'll see it when I believe it. Keep your eyes and ears open for evidence of fairies and other ethereal beings. Remember, they're genuinely all around you, brimming with creative ideas and guidance to help you on your journey. You just have to tune into their presence. But first, you have to believe that they exist. Whatever we focus on and put energy toward will shape our life experience. The magic surrounding us can typically be seen only by those who are in a state of joy, looking at the world through the eyes of a child and open to infinite possibilities. Soften your gaze when you are outside in nature and keep aware of what you spy in your peripheral vision. You may just see fairies playing in the sunshine and by flowing water. If you whisper to them from within, they'll often whisper back with a cheeky little remark. Be kind and respectful to them, and they won't toy with you too much. Journal prompt. how do you think you can connect more with your childlike sense of wonder and keep open to life's infinite potential? I just realized I was reading that and I might have just been drifting the book out of the frame the whole time. And if so, I apologize for that. So that is Look for Fairies. I think the energy of this card and the self-care message right now for spring is, of course, getting into nature, being in that heart chakra space, showing up and staying open for yourself, but really just practicing belief in the magic around you, belief in the magic within you. What would it be like this season to open yourself up to more and more belief in magic? And then let's get you a nervous system self-care card, something that you can put into practice right now to tend to your magical self. Okay, so we have drawing rainbows. And here's an image which helps you visualize. Drawing rainbows. Bring the backs of your hands to touch below your belly button. Your thumbs will be closest to your body. Inhale, slowly draw your hands up the midline of your body, tracing the space in front of your belly, chest, and face. As your hands reach above your head, flip your fingers up towards the sky. Exhale, sweep the hands away from each other as if you are drawing a rainbow around your body. Let them float down to your sides. Pause. Notice. Repeat 5 times. Beautiful. So that's a short embodiment practice for you. Also, rainbows can be a powerful symbol for many of us. Might have personal significance for you. And be on the lookout for fairies and rainbows in the days to come. All right, pile number 1. Those are some short and sweet self-care messages to spring you into this new season. Remember, when you practice self-love, you create waves of love in the universe. I'm excited to connect with you again soon. Hello to all those that chose pile number 2. You chose the Imperfect card, or 100-Day Art Project. Embracing our imperfections, embracing our humanness, our messy magic, and learning the conditioning of perfectionism. Letting ourselves practice, letting ourselves be seen in all of our glorious enoughness that is never going to be perfect, because perfect doesn't exist. Not hiding anymore, reclaiming our energy by being ourselves, because it takes so much energy to try to play the perfection game. Unlearning perfectionism is definitely something that I have spent a lot of time working on, and I'm still working on, and it's worthwhile. It's a worthwhile journey, because it's a journey of coming more and more home to ourselves. Doing this 100-Day Art Project and start letting myself do visual art again since last year, really, pretty much, has been a huge practice in imperfect magical mindset, in growth mindset, because I am a beginner, because I know, and also with this tarot channel, like, there's these things that I want to play with, art and magic and divination, and in some ways they feel like a part of me from a long, long time ago, and in some ways I feel very new at them. And it takes a lot of courage to let yourself be in that messy magic phase and let yourself create things that aren't masterpieces but are heartfelt, so that you can gain more and more skill acquisition and more confidence and more flow with your practices. So those are some of the words that came up for me with imperfect. Maybe some of them resonate with you. Imperfect and always, always enough. Then we have self-care message for you. So for this season, use your hands. Right, coming back into the body, out of the mind, over the overthinking, the chatter, the rumination. you might be craving to make art too. Let yourself make some messy magic. You might have some mending that feels good, or gardening, maybe planting some seeds in the soil. It doesn't matter really what it is. We have so much creative potential with our hands. It's wild to think about how much in our world has been created from thoughts and then through hands, translating ideas into reality. So you are being called right now, pile number 2, to use your hands and to use your creativity and to do things just for the enjoyment of doing them, to fall into the process and to really just have a play. I'm gonna go ahead and read, if I can find it, read for you number 53. That number might be resonant to you. Mantra: I create magic with my hands. Reconnect with the magic that comes from creating with your hands. What do you feel called to make or fix? Yeah, fixing is so important too in our moving towards a circular economy and moving towards more sustainability, right? Sign up for a pottery, woodworking, or glass blowing class, or anything that piques your curiosity and reminds you how empowering it can be to create your reality with your own 2 hands. Get crafty and do some DIY projects. Maybe bring new life and color into an old piece of furniture by repainting it. Or make some original art to adorn your walls and beautify your home. Is there something broken around the house that's an easy fix that you could do on your own or with a little help? Even just getting your hands dirty by weeding a flower bed or tightening the screws on a loose door hinge will give you an incredible feeling of accomplishment that will fuel your confidence as you tackle bigger and more complex issues in your life. Journal prompt: when is the last time you crafted something with your hands, and how did it make you feel? Yeah, so some of the magic of this card and this reminder is the empowerment and is the small steps towards feeling more confident, especially if you're unweaving stories of perfectionism. Because from my experience with perfectionism, which I am rewriting, but in the past, I didn't want to be seen in my messy magic phase. And that held me back because then I didn't practice nearly as much. If people were around and they could see me being imperfect, I hid. I hid that part of me. Not all the time, but that is an experience that came up again and again. And so you're being encouraged to practice, use your hands, get into your creativity, be in that embodiment place. And take those little steps, and all of a sudden you'll realize you've come so far, you've gained so much in unweaving your stories of perfectionism and being more true to yourself, being more authentic, living in your magic, because you're showing up in little ways, and the little ways are really big. Okay, and then we have a nervous system card for you, something to tend to your nervous system. And I dare you to actually try these, right? Okay, so we have Sphinx Reset. Lie down on your belly, legs extended straight back behind you. Place your elbows directly underneath your shoulders, forearms extended in front of you and palms pressing flat to the ground. Invite your shoulders to relax away from your ears. Lift your head slightly and turn it to the left, looking out over your left shoulder. Hold for 30 seconds. Rest before continuing to the right side by spreading your elbows left to right and softening your forehead to your hands. Getting grounded into the earth. And then from that grounding down, you can create more length and growth through your spine, through yourself, right? Rooting down to grow tall. Gotta love some spinal care. Beautiful. So those are the short and sweet self-care messages for you for springing into the next season, pile number 2. Remember, when you practice self-love, you create waves of love in the universe. I'm excited to connect with you soon. Hello to all those that chose pile number 3. All right. So the 100-day project piece of art that you chose was No one to be but whoever I am in the moment. With the blue background, there's a lot of throat chakra energy. So that is communicating your truth, practicing communicating and sitting with your truth, honoring your truth. This has an energy of letting go of more and more comparison, intentionally shedding those layers. When I made this one, I had the Snoop Dogg Kids affirmation song stuck in my head. There's no one better to be than myself. Which affirmation music, by the way, has been huge for me in my feeling better game recently, because just affirmations themselves don't get stuck in my head. And when you're trying to create neuroplasticity and change a brain pattern, like, there's some messages, that conditioned messages that have been really patterned in there. And so with affirmation music, something that can get stuck in my head, it gives me many more chances to practice that new or that true thought pattern. So if you haven't heard that song yet, it's definitely worth checking out. This has an energy of more boundaries. That might be specifically with social media these days. You know the story. Unfollow the accounts that do not feel good. Use the screen time limits, whatever it is, to try to really protect and honor you first. And with this card, it's a reminder that we're ever evolving, that we're ever changing, that we're not static or fixed. You can be authentic to yourself and not exactly know who you are in the moment. And that being authentic can be figuring it out. This is a reminder to let yourself evolve. This is a reminder that you have always been and will always be enough. This is a reminder that you are needed exactly as you are in the moment. All right, let's get a self-care practice for you right now. Pile number 3, aromatherapy. Okay, yes. So using the power of scent, find things that you love the smell of, lean into that sensory magic. We have some cliches that go around, like stop and smell the roses, and some of them are cliches for a reason, because when you do that, like, life starts feeling more rich. It might be fun to make like a house spray. That's something that I was planning on doing soon to enter spring, is just putting some of my essential oils in a spray bottle with water and maybe even some water-safe crystals, and creating like an energy room spray. It looks like this person has hints of orange, which is really optimistic and uplifting. Mint has this like nice refreshing energy. Vanilla can be very sweet and sensual, and lavender is like this safe feeling. So using scents to help you cultivate how you want to feel. This is number 3. That number might be significant for you. That's also the number of the Empress in the tarot. All right, let's read this one together. Oops, sorry. Mantra: I'm in touch with all of my senses and find bliss in exploring them. It doesn't just have to be scent, but definitely spending time with your senses. Aromatherapy is a powerful tool to connect with plants, flowers, herbs, and the environment around you. Take time today to notice what you smell. Pay close attention to how different scents make you feel and what memories they trigger. Try going for a walk in nature and breathe in the fragrance of the plants, trees, and air. Tune in deeper with your sense of smell. You can create a small daily aromatherapy ritual by anointing yourself with your favorite essential oil blend. Apply the oil to the inside of your wrists, both sides of your throat, and the back of your neck. Your body will then act as a personal aromatherapy diffuser to disperse the scent of the oil for your enjoyment and the pleasure of those around you. You can go one step further by setting up an aromatherapy diffuser near your bedside or in your office. Use calming and relaxing essential oils like chamomile and lavender to help you get into the right mental state for sleep. For brain stimulation, explore essential oils like peppermint and rosemary to keep your mind sharp at work. Journal prompt: what is your favorite scent from childhood, and what does it remind you of? Lovely. And then let's get a nervous system practice for you. And again, I dare you to try this embodiment practice. So we have Buddha breath. Here's the image. Place one hand in the middle of your upper chest and the other hand over your lower belly. As you slowly breathe in through the nose, see if you can invite your belly to rise and meet your hand while your chest remains completely still. Don't be discouraged. This takes practice. Exhale through your mouth, pursing your lips gently. As you exhale, feel your stomach shrink back towards your spine, or contract back towards your spine. I like that better. Repeat 10 times. Buddha breath. Having the belly dance. Diaphragmatic breathing for the win. Beautiful. Those are some short and sweet self-care practices for you, pile number 3. Remember, when you practice self-love, you create waves of love in the universe. If this reading resonated, you can subscribe to get more weekly readings. Liking helps more people find the video. I'm excited to connect with you again soon.